Hey y'all, it's Jody May. Thanks for joining me for another week of What's for Dinner. I hope you guys enjoy these simple but delicious recipes, and if so, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and thank you so much for watching again this week. For this dinner, we had chicken and dumplings. For this recipe, I started off with 8 cups of water. You guys, I normally use chicken breasts, but I picked up the wrong thing. Instead of breasts, I ended up with thighs. But trust me, white meat or dark meat, either way, it still turns out delicious. But to the water, I go ahead and I added in 3 chicken bouillon cubes. I added in about 1 teaspoon of black pepper, about 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, and then about 1 tablespoon of mixed seasoning like paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, things like that. I just mix up all my own. And then I go ahead and add in the chicken thighs and I get them boiled up. Once they were done, I went ahead and pulled them out and I let them go ahead and start cooling off. Now, I didn't realize, because I normally use the chicken breast, that I was going to have too much broth for chicken and dumplings with just the chicken thighs. But here, after I took the chicken thighs out, I go ahead and add in 1 can of cream of chicken soup. And I go ahead and mix that up really well. And then I added in about 1 tablespoon of parsley. I went ahead and mixed that up really well. Now the spoon didn't quite cut it, so I ended up having to use a whisk. But here for the dumplings, I went ahead and used 2 cans of the biscuits that's already pre-made, and for each biscuits I just quartered them up and sat them to the side. Once I had them all in quarters, I went ahead and I rolled them. You guys don't have to roll them, you can just leave them the way they are there. But I prefer mine like my mom used to make them, which was like round dumplings, so that's why I did that. So once the water was boiling back, brought it back to a boil, I went ahead and added in all them biscuit pieces, and then I let that cook down for about 15 minutes. And then once they were cooked down, I went ahead and shredded the chicken and put the chicken in there as well. Now I gotta admit, I seen one of my YouTube friends on here the other day, and she was using a whisk to shred her chicken with. I'm actually gonna have to try that. I will definitely let you know if I remember to do it the next time, and let you know how well it turns out. I don't like to use my mixer just because I think it's just an extra wasted step. I don't like having to wash my mixer, the beaters down. But I'm definitely going to try the whisk. Then after I added the chicken in there, I did let this boil for another 5 to 10 minutes, and then it was ready to serve up. For this dinner, I made cheesy goulash. For this dinner, I started off with 1 pound of hamburger. I just added in 1 teaspoon of black pepper, about 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire, about 1 tablespoon of steak seasoning. Then I will add in about 1 tablespoon of minced garlic and about 1 to 2 tablespoons of minced onions. I went ahead and cooked that down. Once it was done, I went ahead and got out a can or a jar of pasta sauce, and I go ahead and mix it in there as well. Now, depending on your family, your taste, it's whatever you choose to do. But here I did go ahead and rinse out the jar really well with about 3/4 of a cup of water, just because I needed a little bit soupy, but not like really runny, but not definitely not thick. So here I just went ahead and boiled up some water for my noodles, and I did use the jumbo large elbow noodles. I'm telling you guys, they are awesome. They are awesome. I really love the texture of them and how well they stick together when they're cooked. But after the noodles were done, I went ahead and drained them off, and then I go ahead and add in the pasta sauce. Now to the pasta sauce, I forgot I was going to add in a block of cream cheese, and I had forgot about it. So I had went ahead and I didn't get it at the store, so I had forgot it. And I went ahead and added in, to replace it, some mozzarella cheese on the top. Once I got the top completely covered with that, I went ahead and put the lid on it. I let it sit for about 7 minutes. The cheese was completely melted down into it. It was awesome. For this dinner, we had pork chops, potatoes, green beans, and lima beans. Now, if your family is anything like mine, we have our favorites and then we have our not so good favorites. My husband loves beans, so I went ahead and made him some lima beans. I don't care for them. But I went ahead and sorted through them, and then I rinsed them really well, put them in the pan. I added about 6 cups of water to it. I did end up having to add about another 3 cups later, which I did not have on the film. But to that, I went ahead and added in about 1.5 tablespoons of baking grease, and then I added in about 1 teaspoon of pepper and about 1 teaspoon of salt. Then once I got that on to boil, they were, almost finished. I went ahead and started making me some pork chops, which my husband doesn't care for pork chops. So this here was a good treat for me and TJ. I went ahead and added in the pork chops here, and then to that I added in 1 can of cream of mushroom soup, and then about 3/4 of a can of water. Now once I put it in there, I do go ahead and smear it all over the top, and then I will season it. Now after these were halfway cooked, I cooked these in the oven at 350 for about 45 minutes. But after the 45 minutes was up, about 45 minutes was up, I did turn them, like I flipped them over, and then let them cook for another 15 minutes, I think. Now, depending on your family, season them with whatever you want, but me, I just used our mixed seasoning. Now, these here are just the potatoes that I had on the side. Pretty simple, just follow directions on the box. And there you have it, guys. I had some green beans, too. They were pretty good. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Have a great day.